Welcome back to another episode of the Lazio Glory Hunter Cremo here. Now, over the course of this entirety of the season, I have already played it. Now I'm just doing voiceovers. This is going to be a three-part little talk over here as we go ahead and break down the final season of Italian football. We go through obviously the transfer window because last season, remember, we only won Coppa Italia. We did manage to win the Europa League, beating Manchester City as well. So we've ticked off 2 trophies there in our Glory Hunter days that we are trying to do. We have failed miserably on the Serie A because Napoli absolutely were just completely over dominant there, so we couldn't do that. You can see here we're starting to bring in some transfers. We're bringing some free agents as well because honestly sometimes you just need some free agents in your squad. So Simon Hoffman, who's an 82 overall center back, is going to come in to give us some depth into the squad. That was a major problem for us last season. It's a major problem for most of these teams that I build on these Glory Hunter saves, is I don't focus too much on the depth because I'm only there at the club for 2 seasons max before I'm trying to move out of there, and maybe even sometimes one max or 1.5. And then you can see here, obviously we're getting season 8 now. The free agents and the youth generated kids are going to be a lot better than the real life kids that are going to be obtainable in the game. So again, it's going to be free agents and just a whole bunch of generated players. So Clement Robert, who's 81 overall left back, is going to give us some nice cover at that position. So there is he welcoming into the club. And then I think this is us making a big signing, possibly. Don't remember who this is. No, this is us actually trying to make a possible big sale. Ansu Fati is possibly on it. Well, he is on the chopping block here over at, I forgot what club is trying to offer them here, but they initially wanted 85.3 million. His market value is around 62. He's a left winger, 85 overall. I went here to try and see. I think it's AC Milan that is actually offering him here. Yeah, so I wanted to see if I can go ahead and find somebody better that can replace them, like maybe Rafael Leao. They didn't really have anything interesting, so we upped it up to 95. They instantly accepted. I think the board said 91 as a max, which was slightly interesting. Something we did do and take a risk was in bringing in a old keeper. I know last season when I came into the squad, that old keeper, Alex Romero, that I just instantly looked to replace, and then we brought in the Rodriguez, and then we instantly looked to replace Rodriguez this season with somebody that's old but still high overall, 87 overall, Mr. David Raya from Arsenal, obviously coming over to the squad to join David Remy and hopefully lead the back line and keep some more goals out of his back of his net, because obviously defensive issues were a thing last season, goalkeeping issues were a thing. That just comes down to simulations with that. That's the big reason why we bought in David Raya, and honestly the 87 overall was for those simulations, because there's not going to be a lot of games being played here in this season. As you can see, Ansu Fati makes his way over to AC Milan. But yeah, not a lot of games going to be played here, so we went ahead and obviously bought a high-rated keeper for those simulation matches specifically. And then we loan in a generated player in Suzuki from Tottenham. He comes into the squad, 83 overall, I believe, and not from Tottenham, actually comes in from Newcastle. He comes into the squad for a season. And then here is number 6. I believe this is I forgot who this was. This was Tony Arnold, yes, from Roma. A 50 million overall, 85 overall center back. He comes into the squad. And then we splash the cash, because boy did we have cash to splash. We obviously, with the sale of Ansu Fati, we needed a new left winger. And instead of having Endrick as our starter again, I feel bad for Endrick. I keep not playing him, and I keep not starting him, even though he's supposed to be the marquee player, even though he's not the marquee player now. It's technically Garrett, but I think marquee player is dead. But Savinho, coming over from Manchester City for, I believe, 116 million, if I can remember off the top of my head. But he comes into the squad from Manchester City for 130 million. Yes, that's right. Okay, so it was a little bit more. I think I was trying to get him for 116. They wouldn't budge there. Our squad is looking decent. Our depth is looking decent. I think it could still use some work in the midfield. We obviously need a backup cam still. I think we need a backup CDM to possibly replace Cascado, and we actually do bring in a backup cam on loan. Eberiche Eze from Crystal Palace joins the squad. He's a little bit on the older side. And then we get into our first game of the season And who else do we have to play then in first game of the season? Inter Milan, a.k.a. the other unlicensed team, Lombardia. David Raya is in the starting lineup. Posh, Sanders, Arnold. Arnold gets his first start. Cascato, Vermeeren as a captain. Berger as our number one cam. Garrett, Remy, and Savinho is our whole entire team here. Here is Inter Milan's lineup. Ederson, Couto, Bisek, Bastoni, Van Hoosten, Cabroni, Laurent, Dewsbury, Hall, Delap, and Zalahovic as the strikers with Kolahonu in the midfield. They have Lee King in on the bench. They have Martinez on the bench. And here is David Remy 10 minutes in. The lunge of EA gods that I don't know why it's been added into, but that lunge is so annoying. It allows our players to get on attack, and Remy scores the first goal of the season. He tries to score a free kick here. He's just wide of the post. And then Garrett, the 16-year-old, now 17-year-old Saka pre-gen wonder kid, makes it 2-0 right before the break, and that was it. The second half quite literally had nothing in it, so we went ahead and we didn't sim it. We just played it out and nothing happened. And then here comes the train of quick sims. A 3-1 win there, a 1-0 win here where Savinho scored his first goal of the season, a 1-0 win against Como where Savinho scored again, and then it was time for Champions League action. Obviously winning Europa League, finishing in second. We was in Champions League already, but winning Europa League also put us in Champions League. And here's our league phase games. We have Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich, Slavia Praha, RB's Leipzig, that team, I don't know who that is, and Atletico Madrid and Barcelona to end it off. So a very tough league phase. We jump in with some stimulation here against PSG. Remy scores the first one, and then 89 minutes in, Van de Ven scores the second own goal to make it 2-0. We pick up our first 3 points in the league phase. Quickly over now here against Napoli in the league. Marino starts at goalkeeper. He's one of the highest rated goalkeepers on the game at the moment. Ceballos, Ravello, and Sudakov in the midfield. Indrai, Osimhen, and Kvara. Now, at this point, I didn't show it in the video for some reason, but they were struggling. They had only won one game at this point there. So, yeah, they had only won 1 point there. Osimhen trying to get on attack there, but his shot was instantly blocked. And then Savinho tried to play a good pass here into David Remy. Didn't work out, but David Remy kept the pressure on. Wins the ball back, trying to find a shooting opportunity. He goes near post, sneaky past the keeper, makes it 1-0 for Lazio, and David Remy is, he's probably one of the best players I've used on all of FC25. It's a shame he's not a real-life player because can't keep using him over for new saves and stuff. But, oh my lord, was this kid amazing. Look at that quick turn past the defender, gets it past the keeper, expected to go near post. In all honesty, we go far post, and then we hit them with the little dance here, a little bit of revenge for last season for being absolutely dominant. And at this point, it's Garrett. It's a Garrett show again. It's a Lazio show again. It's 3-0. I think at some point I either just completely sim or jump to simulation here. Osimhen gets one back in the 76 minutes, and at this point I figured, well, they're not really gonna have a choice here. And then in the 93rd minute, with the last kick of the game, Osimhen gets his second to make it a little bit more respectable, but still beating Napoli there. And then backing to simulations where we beat Parma 3-1. And then we go ahead and quick sim here against Bayern Munich. I don't know why I did this. Obviously, I do want to win the Champions League, but my main priority this season is to win the Serie A, so that is the main priority. Lazio, we go ahead and win 2-1 there against Bologna. And then here against Torino, we accidentally jumped into simulation, but we quick sim that 1-1 draw. Slavia Praha in the Champions League, a 1-1 draw, not good. Match day 9, where we are currently still unbeaten, 9-0, I believe, or possibly maybe 8-1 or something like that. It's Juventus up next, though. McKennie and Douglas Luiz in midfield too. 8 seasons in, and that's still being in midfield is actually kind of crazy. Weber as a striker. Gabriel Peck on the bench, a great left winger. Berger now on the attack. 4 minutes in. Berger lets it fly, and Fly does it. I don't know what the celebration is, but I just constantly do it now. I don't know how. It's Garrett down the byline. He sweats it to Savinho. Savinho messes it up. He hits the post on the second one, gets his own rebound again, and Lazio makes it 2-0. We go ahead and jump to simulation and sim to the end. We win 3-2 there. And then it's Monza in the league where we win 4-0. Udinese's up next where we win 2-1. Savinho scoring a brace there. Champions League action here against RB Salzburg. Not RB Leipzig, but RB Salzburg. We win 3-0 there. We go ahead and beat Genoa 2-1 where Remy scored in that one, the game winner late in there. We lose to Hellas Verona in the league. We beat Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League in a 4-3 goal fest. And that sees us sit first in the league after 13 games, 11 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, where we have now second place Atalanta coming into our home ground to try and come top of the league, but they're going to have to do a little bit better here. Remy, he actually misses a chance for once, and honestly, it was a clear-cut chance, and this ball right there from or into Harris is unstoppable. We just couldn't stop it, and Atalanta capitalize on it and make it 1-0, and that'll be halftime. Not much else happened in that first half. And then here comes a rogue penalty kind of animation here. It was a great challenge, but obviously not a great challenge because it gave up penalty for Ortiz. It was a weird animation for Savinho. Remy to draw level. Remy puts it away, bottom left corner. 1-1 here against Atalanta. And then in the 71st minute, here comes Harris again. Davaré gets beat from deep. Honestly, unacceptable from Taverray in all honesty. And then Harris for the hat trick, and Harris gets his hat trick, makes it 3-1. We are getting absolutely dominated by Atalanta here, and we stay getting absolutely dominated. We had a couple chances that didn't really amount to nothing. In fact, I don't think we took a single shot. And then next game up after Atalanta is AC Milan. So we go from one massive club to another massive club. This ball here, I don't know how that's happened and how our defender just overran it, but it falls perfectly for Baker. And he finds the back end net, getting past Devereaux. And then Ibrahim here and AC Milan. It's Dovbrick, not Baker's. Dovbrick who makes it 2-0 in 10 minutes. We're down 2-0 in 10 minutes, but Remy being Remy, he's not going to allow that to happen. He makes it 2-1 there. We try to get back into this game. We're into the second half now. Early second half action here as Arnold gives away a penalty to possibly put this game to bed for AC Milan, but David Raya saves it. A fantastic save from David Raya, who's been sloppy in these last couple of games here. And then 71 minutes in to make it 3-1 is Ibrahim, as AC Milan are looking to give Lazio back-to-back losses. To Shemeni, Jimenez, they're just toying with me now. I mean, like, what is that goal? What is that goal? We sim to the end there. We lose 4-1, and then we quick sim against Gostepe to win 3-1. We beat Sassuolo to get back to winning ways in the league, and then a 2-2 draw against Fiorentina to end it there, where John Sanders gets injured for 2 months, and at the end of that, we go ahead and accept the Germany job for the Euros for this season, our last chance at international success. And in fact, we even get one more game in here against Modena, in which we won 2-1. We end the episode in second. That's it for this one. Come back tomorrow for episode 2. Until then, live, like, subscribe, and peace out.